So guys, in today's class, we'll start working with structures in C language. So first of all, try to understand why you need to work with structures. So till now we have seen some couple of programs. In those programs, you are reading information about individual elements. You are reading information about individual elements. Means you are reading one number, you are reading one string, you are reading one character, but till now you didn't got an opportunity to read information about an entity. You didn't got opportunity for reading an information about an entity. So what do you mean by an entity? See, suppose if you are developing an application for a school, then the school collects information about student, employees, suppliers, because there may be so many different companies. They will be supplying material to school. Employees is nothing but the people who are working for the school, and there may be separate team called teachers. So you should maintain information about all these activities. So suppose if I want to store information about a student, then every student is assigned with a roll number. They have name, they have age, they have grade, like in which grade they are studying. Grade, okay. They have a mobile number. So what you have to do is you have to store information about all these different data items. So now all these data items collectively represents how many students? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 variables are going to represent how many students? How many students they are going to represent totally? Just let me know in the chat box if you can say. These 5 variables collectively representing how many students? They represent only one student, am I right? Because roll number, name, age, grade, mobile number, everything belongs to one student. Now suppose in a school if there are 1,000 students, then how many variables you are going to declare? To represent one student, we require 5 variables. Then to represent 1,000 students, we have to declare 5,000 variables. Declaring 5,000 variables and writing a program is not at all a good programming practice. And as all these variables are going to collectively represent one student, they should be grouped as one unit. It should be grouped as one unit. So grouping of different data items together having different data types is actually known as a structure variable. So in C programming language, we can create structures to group different data items as one unit. So there is a keyword called struct, and you can give the name of the structure like student, and you can specify what data items you have to mention for the student, and you can put semicolon. So this is known as actually user defined data type. So structures are used to mainly define user defined data types. So in real life applications, in real time projects, whenever you want to store information about an entity is nothing but you want to store information about an object, then it is always recommended to go with structures concept. So let's try to understand one program practically, that how we can implement structures. So I'll open one simple program. Okay. So here what I'll do is I'll define one structure. To define a structure, we use a keyword called struct, and then I'll say student. It is the name of the structure. Then we'll specify integer roll number. Okay, semicolon, character name, and float average. So this is known as structure definition. Structure definition. Now, once the structure is defined, that's the thing. But once a new variable is defined, new data type is defined, you have to create a variable for that. So I'll say struct student. If the new data type, S1 is the variable of struct student type. Now I'll say printf enter roll number. Then I'll say scanf percentage d comma ampersand of S1 dot, I'll say roll number, because S1 is the structure variable and roll number is the data member inside that structure. Then I'll say printf enter name scan of percentage s comma ampersand of S1 dot name. Printf enter average, I'll say scan of percentage f ampersand of S1 dot avg. Then after reading that information, we can display that information, roll number, name, as well as the average. So roll number is available in S1 dot roll number, name is available in S1 dot name, average is available in S1 dot average. So run this and you can say 101 is the roll number, Raj is the name, average is 90%, and like this you can get it. So you may think like what is there inside this? We can take simply three variables and we can do this program. It's not about taking three variables, it's about representing one student actually. Tomorrow if one more student joins, then you'll say S2. One more student joins, then you'll say S3. But you are not declaring roll number, name, and average like three times. You are declaring simply these variables three times. For every variable, roll number, name, and average, copies will be created. So imagine if you want to store information about 100 students, then you can say S1, so S of, you can say 100. Then the memory will be allocated for 100 students. So you might not be storing information about all the 100 students. So what you can do is, you can declare one variable called size, one index variable called I, and then you can ask the user, printf, enter how many students. Scanf percentage d comma ampersand of size. Now, if the user inputs like he want to store information about 5 students, then you need to store data for 5 students. So for that you start the for loop for I equals to 0, I is less than size, and I'll say I plus plus. And what you can do is, here you can say S of I dot roll number, S of I dot name, the S of I dot average. Like this, you can store information about multiple students. In the same way, you can display information about multiple students. I equal to 0, I is less than size. and I'll say I plus plus. Here I'll say S of I dot roll number. You can say S of I dot name, and you can say S of I dot average. Even if you want to store information about 10,000 students, you need to declare structure variable with 10,000 size, nothing. That's it. You need not to declare so many variables. I'll say I want to store information about 3 students, roll number, name, average. Again, roll number, name, average. Again, third student, roll number, average. You can see the information about all the 3 students is comfortably displayed. So structures are mainly used to group information together as one unit. And working with structures is what actually the real foundation for software development. So if you want to develop applications in real life industry, if you want to develop projects, then you have to work with structures concept. So we can pass this structure to a function. We can pass the address of a structure to a pointer variable, and that also we can perform. And that particular concept I'll explain you in next class. That's something, but on Monday's class. Rishi, we don't have like online class on Saturday. So we work from Monday to Friday. So up to now you practice this. We just try to do this small program related to structures so that the next continuation I'll explain you in Monday's class that how we can pass a structure variable to a function and how we can pass an address to a function and how we can perform operations on that. Is this clear, everyone? Just let me know. Okay, fine. So then now I'll stop the session. I'll stop the session, and Monday we'll continue with this from this particular topic. We'll continue how we can use functions as well as pointers together along with structures. Okay. So guys, we'll meet again on Monday with continuation to structures concept. Okay. Thank you so much, guys.